Hello, beautiful souls out there. I hope you're able to get out in nature like Starlight is. And yes, Starlight is out in nature. I was out in nature earlier, but right now I'm just at my family's house as they're out working right now. And so anyway, I love you, and if you are new to my YouTube channel, welcome, and you can find me on YouTube, and that is at Starlight, and that is at Kathy with a K, Dingman. Plus, you could give my videos a thumbs up, and you could subscribe to my YouTube channel. Plus, don't be afraid, don't be shy, swing by and say hi to Starlight by leaving Starlight a message down below. Beep, beep, beep. And you can also share my videos with your family or friends. Because there's a dog here, I gotta ask Joe if it's okay if I take a picture of him and put him on my YouTube channel. Hey, Joe. Joe says, yes, I want to be on your YouTube channel. So yes, you could share my videos with a dog or a cat, and you could check out my playlist. Plus, you could follow me on Instagram at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook, and that's Kathy with a K, Dingman Starlight. And I just want to say a big thank you to all of you who are here loving and supporting Starlight. And some of you I've met recently, so it was great meeting. I don't know. I meet a lot of people all over, everywhere I go. So it's always wonderful to meet new people wherever God sends me. So, so thank you for all of you that have been there and loving and supporting Starlight. And also, if you have subscribed to my YouTube channel, or even gave me thumbs up, or even shared my videos, thank you for helping me on this channel by getting these videos out, so then other people can get the kind of help that they need. So I love you. I don't know what that is. So also, again, if on this YouTube channel, if there's anyone that would like to donate, give Starlight any extra love, and you can now, because I have not done this the whole time on my YouTube channel, is you can donate anything that you can on my Cash App, and I will have the information on this video, so anybody that would like to, they can. Also, if anybody wants to share their pets on my YouTube channel, you can, and that would be on my Instagram page, and that is at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook, and that is Kathy with a K, Dingman. And all you got to do is let me know in that video, say, I would love to have my pet on your YouTube channel, you know, and you can. And all you got to do is send me like a short little video if you want, or a picture of your pet, like your pet monkey. You have a pet monkey? Awesome. So anyway, now today I'm going to be talking to you about, because I've seen this. I've been there, done that, and got the t-shirt, you know, is you don't have to work hard to make it in this life here. And I know, isn't that weird? Other times I say you got to work hard, but I'm going to explain that. Is, you know, my whole life is, you know, I always believed that you had to work hard. And that has been my whole life, working really hard, working for companies that, you know, they were getting more out of me every time. When you're getting paid by the hour, and you keep on doing the same job over and over again, yeah, you're getting ripped off, you know, because you're gonna do better. That's Joe. You're gonna do better every time, and they are gonna get more money out of you, you know. And I've seen a lot of horrible stuff out there in the world, as far as Joe. He's barking at the kids. So yeah, I've seen a lot of horrible things out there where there are people that push their workers like slaves, and they will push them. But see, some of those people are smart in a way, because they know that they're being, you know, used in a bad way, and that they're being taken advantage of. So you don't have to work hard. And what I mean is, like what I'm doing right now, what God is guiding me to do, is that, you know what? When you find something that you love, it's not work anymore, because you enjoy it. It's when you go to work and you put up with it, that's working hard, because God wants you to really I'm like seeing things in here. I'm sorry, it's like the dog's out here, but I'm seeing something in there, and everybody's at work, but it's one of those um, robot vacuum cleaners. I forgot that baby is working right now. So yeah, so if you're at that 9 to 5 job and you're working hard and you're pushing those hours, and how many hours a week do you work? See, that is the thing. We're all being tested, whether you understand it or not, is, all the hours. A lot of people are like, Starlight, I got to do these hours because, I won't be able to pay the bills, and I won't, those are, I'll tell you what, whether you believe this or not, those are old programs, and it's easier said than done, right? Yeah, it's easier said than done. It's easy to say stuff, but it's a totally different story to live it. And, and this is, a lot of people, know about like things in the Bible about that, taking that step of faith and having faith to do this. And sometimes in the Bible, it was other people's faith that made things happen. But really, that's what this is believing, letting go of those old programs that you've been programmed your whole life to believe. Isn't it hard? It is hard. It's hard letting go of things that no longer serve you. Old programs that you've been believed that you got to do it that way because why? Your mom and dad had to do it that way. Working hard, putting all the hours. And this is the way society is, and I see it all over everywhere. Anybody that's a real hard worker and they put in the extra hours, is that it makes them feel good because they can go out and say, when they talk to friends or family or even at people on the streets or maybe at church or even at work, where, I'm going to say it. I know a lot of people do this, and they will say, oh yeah, man, this week I've done 60 hours. And then it's like a comparison of who's doing more hours. And then, it's like, oh yeah, you did 60 hours. Well, I did 63 hours, And so then we get this mindset thinking that is, hey, those ones that, did the 63 hours, wow, they're doing really good. No, they're working hard, and you don't have to work hard. God would love to bless you with something that you love to do, that you would enjoy to do, and it's not work anymore, and you can get paid for it. There's lots of people that are getting paid to do something that they love. They look forward to going to their job, and you got to be careful. There's jobs out there that, make you chase the dollar bill, and you might think, hey, this is the, they're always moving things around. They, where you're always growing, and you don't have enough time to ever think really what is going on and how many hours are you putting in, and there's a lot of people out there that putting so many hours, they don't even have time to spend with their family, because they're out putting all those extra hours in, and so if you are at a job and you don't like the job, that's hard work. It's finding a job that you can have pleasure in and enjoy it and be proud of yourself. That's not really working hard. That is what God really wants us to do, is to find something that you can enjoy and you love in the world, like being of a service somehow or another out in the world. And you gotta be creative. There's a lot of things out there that people can do, or maybe there's something that nobody ever thought of yet, and you could create something that nobody's ever even thought of and start something, because there's people out there that have done that. I've actually tried to help a lady out before on something, all I heard from her is, I want to cook. But, it was a place that they were helping homeless people out, and she wanted to volunteer and be a cook there, but they already had cooks in there, and it wasn't good enough. So this lady would just keep telling me how I want to cook. I love cooking. And I, what? I told her something, and you know, she could do whatever she wants to do with it. You love to cook, and it's really hard to working out there, and there's places out there, that would, hire people for to be a cook, but now you're working for them. And so I told her, Mai, why don't you come up with your own business where, there's people that would love to have somebody come at their house and cook at their house, cook a meal at their house. They, that means that they would have to, depending on the people that are at that house, they got money. It's a mindset. It's believing that, yeah, I can make that work. Get business cards out, have, think of what kind of cooking you want to do, and it's something that would serve the people that can't get out. They might want a home cooked meal instead of ordering it out all the time, so that you got to be positive. You got to believe it, so there's so many things that you can come up with, but you got to think of, it's great if you could come up with something that nobody else is doing. You could be the first person that started it, and word gets around, now other people are starting what you started. That's how things happen, like long time ago, like what I used to do is house clean. Once upon a time, nobody was doing that, and then bam, somebody said, hey, I'm gonna go and start cleaning houses. Bam, a whole bunch of other people started cleaning houses, but you got to figure out, what you're good at, what you love, how can you be of service to the world? How can you be of service to people? What kind of people do you want to, focus on? There's people that want to work with kids. Well, there's places out there, but you gotta, to apply yourself, you gotta get yourself out there, and of course you gotta have a clean record. You're gonna work with kids. You gotta be a safe person. Think of, how about like, you play guitar great. Maybe you could do like guitar lessons, give guitar lessons. Maybe you're great at, writing a book. Maybe you can help other people write a book. What are you good at? What would you enjoy? Maybe you're great at computers. There's kids out there that, and even adults, that are making money on just playing video games, making tons of money online, just playing. They're doing what they love. I don't know what to say about it. I'm not going to say anything about it. It's all about balance, though. You don't want to spend your whole life just playing video games. You definitely have to balance your life out. But, there might be something that you never thought of, and something that you're really good at, and you don't limit yourself on what you can do. Is to think, hey, you could be good at so many things. You might be a great dancer. Starlight's a great dancer. You could go out and give dance lessons. Maybe yoga. Maybe you're a health nut. Maybe you know how to eat healthy. Maybe you can create something online to help people to eat healthy. Make delicious recipes. Put them online. Make videos on how did you make that recipe. You got to put yourself out there. So, don't think that, I don't have anything to offer the world. See, that is what limits you on thinking that. You got to get out of that. You got to get out of that mindset. You got to let that's an old program. You got to believe in yourself. You can do it. If you got a vehicle, there's so many things that you can do. But you got to, really think outside the box. Stop being inside the box and get outside the box. Like there's a dog right behind me. Maybe you're really super duper with animals. I met a lady, she would hug and pet every dog if anybody would let her pet and hug their dog. They make lots of money. Dog sitting, dog walking, all that stuff. But you gotta, it would be something that you would enjoy as long as you love pets. Think of something that nobody's doing, or, like I said, start your own business. What else is there? Shit. Maybe you're good at, skateboarding. You could actually, oh man, I never thought of that. Have like courses to teach other boys or girls how to skateboard. Go to a skate park and teach them how to skateboard. or whatever, or make videos on skateboarding tricks. There's so many things. You just got to get out of the box. There's something that you can do. Maybe you do like to clean like I used to do. You know, I inspired a man at McDonald's. Here he's working at McDonald's, and I saw his work. I was like, he was doing an excellent job. And you know, it's something that that's him. I don't think McDonald's taught him that, really, is that he really took pride in his cleaning. And I'm like, you know, you are really good at cleaning. And he was dressed really good. He had his hair really good. You know, his hair was nice and neat. His clothing was, you know, he had a great personality. He cared about his floor. Believe me, you don't want to step on that man's wet floor. You know, he didn't want people walking on that wet floor. Number one, he didn't want them getting hurt. And number two, he didn't want his floor getting all messy. So there's some areas, you know, but he would have been great to start his own cleaning business. I said, do you have a car? Yes. Well, you know what? You don't need a big van to start a cleaning business. I had a small car when I started out on cleaning business, you know, and so there's so many things out there. You could be good at fixing computers, doing programs and setting things up. You know, you might be able to learn something. Maybe you're somebody that speaks English and speaks another language. Maybe you can go out and teach somebody how to speak another language. Speak somebody that is Spanish, teach them how to speak English. Somebody that, you know, speaks English, you could teach them how to talk Spanish. You might be a great driver. You might be a person that would be a great person to teach people how to drive safely on the roads. There's so many things. You could start your own business doing that. There's a lot of people that are starting their own business, you know, with their own taxi service. You know, find what you love, where it's not work, it's something that you enjoy. You know, there's people, they like that, you know, because they get different people in their vehicles. Like I used to, I actually had a taxi job before, but it was just the wrong taxi place. It wasn't for Starlight, but you know, I've gone in taxis companies before when I loved the conversations with the taxi person, not just one taxi person, but many of them that were picking me up because my car got totaled. You know, so there's so many things that you can find out to do. Maybe you like to sew. You know, you can have your own sewing business, create dresses, go out and, you know, get out and connected with the community somewhere, you know, on Facebook, you know, and get business cards, get like a magnet for your car like I did, and advertise. Like there's people out there that want certain things to wear, but they don't know where to, you know, to find it, you know, and a store where you can actually have your own sewing business to create what people, you know, all you got to do is be able to maybe use the computer and have a way of showing them what you can create using the computer, and showing them, you know, like how, you know, like if you're good at making a pattern and creating new outfits and, you know, clothes, I bet you would really do great. But you just got to believe in yourself. You got to, you know, I don't even know if anybody, you know, there's companies out there. You could just start out, you know, and build up from there. Before you know it, you got your own building, you know, and then after that, you could train other people to sew for you and have a you know, a really awesome business. I met a lady not too long ago. I inspired her. She loves dresses. She wants to do the designs, you know, and create, you know, the patterns and all that. She said she wants to do that, but she really didn't want to sew. I said, do it. You know, there's nothing holding you back. You got to believe in yourself. You got to take action today. Don't wait for tomorrow. You know, you want that. Go get it. You know, you can't stand here talking about it, because I know people, they will tell me their dreams. They will tell me what they want to do. You know what? They've been just telling me their dream right now. And you know what? That's all it's going to be. It's going to be talking about it. They got to act upon it. They got to start doing something now about it. They can't, just wait, because, there's some people that are in their 80s and they got this dream house. Well, you don't have really long, to create that dream house or to move somewhere. Time is ticking, so you don't have a lot of time to just sit around and think about this stuff. Say, find out what you like. You like to artwork, do artwork. Well, guess what? There's places that you could travel, and that there's restaurants out there in the world, and I've actually gone to some restaurants where they will actually put your artwork on a wall, and the price tag will be on there, and you give them your information, and they will get a hold of you when somebody wants to buy that. And if you want to be an artist, you could do that. Start your own artist business or whatever you want. You want to create different things. Who knows what you want to create? It could be blankets, it could be all kinds of stuff, different things that you want to and plan, or make jackets and hats, and come up with something. You can do something that other people are going to get involved into. Once you start making those, and the money starts flowing in, you can get other people to work with you if you want. That way, you keep things flowing, because you're going to get more done in that time. So anyway, I love you. If you're working hard, you're doing it the wrong way. You can work and have fun loving what you do, and that is what you really want to think. Right now, some of you might be around my age or even younger. You got to get going on that. You got to, do you really like going to that company, or are you putting up with it? Are you like, well, you might think, well, I'm making a lot of money, but are you happy doing it? Is it something that you look forward to every day? Is it something that, when you go to sleep, you're like, oh, I can't wait to tomorrow, because I'm going to, start that job? Or are you in the bed like I used to be, tossing and turning, dreading to go the next day? Because that's hard work. That's not, we're being tested all the time. You can actually go and work hard and hate everything that you're doing, or you could work smart and do something that you love, and that your future self is going to thank you for, because you're going to be happy. And it's, think about all the stress that you cause in your body by going to a job that you don't even like, or even the people, the boss, or whatever. You might, are you working for a company that you agree with what they're doing? Like before, I used to work at Burger King. Not, that's all junk food. So think about the kind of work. Even though you could be making a lot of money, do you agree with what your company is doing? Are you a part of something that you're proud of? Or are you a part of something that you're embarrassed of, that it'd be like working for a cigarette company, killing people. Oh yeah, I go to work, helping make cigarettes, that's killing a bunch of people. So you got to think of the kind of job that you have. Is these people that you're working for, are they helping the world out? Are they a part of the solution or a part of the problem in the world? So think of that, because all that guilt and all those emotions that you feel working hard at a job that you don't like is not good for your body, your mind, or your emotions, or any of that stuff. But you could turn that around and say, heck with that. I'm gonna create my own business. I've been wanting to do this. There's people that, you got to make it happen. You can make it happen. So, what is holding you back? You're the only one that's holding you back from making those dreams come true. And anyway, I love you so much. This is Starlight. You could give my videos a thumbs up, and you could subscribe to my YouTube channel. Plus, don't be afraid. Don't be shy. Swing by and say hi to Starlight by leaving a comment down below. Beep, beep, beep. And you can also share my videos with your family, your friends. That animal up there, it's a bug. I think it's a tree bug. Yeah, you could share my video with a tree bug if I can find a picture of that. And a cricket, because I seen crickets and grasshoppers today. Yes, oh, Jiminy Cricket. So yes, you could share my videos with them. You can check out my playlist and find me on Instagram at 1995 Starlight, or on Facebook, and that is Kathy with a K, Dingman Starlight. I love you all is you can work hard or love what you're doing by not working at all. And it's because you love what you're doing. You look forward to it. So it's not really working hard at all. And that's really where God is trying to guide a lot of people. But they got to be willing to take that step by taking that leap of faith. So anyway, I love you so much. Ooh. And you can share your videos with Joe. So Joe's like, yes, yes. So this dog loves Starlight so much. So I love you so much. This is Starlight, namaste. This is Starlight, love, light, and peace. Yeah. Wee!